Welcome to the latest Walk and Talk. My name's John and I'm from GPS Training. Now on this Walk and Talk, we're going to do something slightly different. I don't know if people realise, over the last software update, Garmin have introduced that we can now do courses on a GPS unit. So we're going to go out with the Garmin GPSMAP 66sr, which is the top-end GPS unit, and I've actually created a course on our free route planning software. I've created a route, I've then sent it to this GPS unit, and it's converted it into a course because I've done it through the Connect app. And now we're going to navigate, and what we're going to do is walk out on this course. We've never walked a course before, so I'm interested to see what the navigation experience is going to be like, and then we're going to do a track back, so we can say to the GPS, take me back to the way I come, and we're going to do track back to the start of the walk. So first of all, let me show you how I created that course or route on the free route planning software, how I then transferred it using the Connect app onto this Garmin GPSMAP 66s. So to plan this walk, we need to go to our website, which is gpstraining.co.uk, and just click on the OS planner on that top menu bar, and it takes you to the free Ordnance Survey Route planning software. So we're a place called Kidland today. It's where we're going to start the walk, and we're just going to go out on this footpath. So we're just here for Kidland Lee, and we're actually just going to go out on this footpath. So what I'm going to do is every time there's a major corner in the path, I literally just click and I just create this course. Okay, I just need to rename it, so I'm going to call it Whiteburnshank, and then I just go down the bottom and I can just download the GPX file, and that just downloads onto my Mac in my case, so just downloads it into your download section. So when I open up the download section on my Mac, I need to just send this to my iPhone in my case, so you can email it to yourself if you wish to, or if you've got an iPhone, you can do an airdrop, can't you? So I'm just going to share it by an airdrop, and I'm just going to send it to my mobile phone. Again, you can email it to if you've got an Android phone. You just need to get the GPX file somehow onto your mobile phone. So you can see now, as I've sent this to my mobile phone, airdrop or the file manager you'll use, say, what do you want to open this in? I'm going to open it up in the Connect app, isn't it? So I open it up in the Connect app. What activity am I going to do? I'm just going to click Other, and there is, it's imported into the Connect app it is. So again, I can just come down, just have a look at the elevation of it. Course name we can amend here as well. So again, I'm going to just change this from this default setting to Whiteburnshank. And then what we need to do is save it at Whiteburnshank. So next thing we do is send it to the device. We just press up on the three blue dots at the top right hand corner, send to device. It gives you the list of your GPS devices or your watches. In my case, a GPSMAP 66sr, just tap on that and it sent that course onto it. So now the course we'll be able to find on the GPS unit. So what we need to do at the start of a day's walking, we need to start recording that track, which is the breadcrumb trail we're going to follow back at the end. So we just press the enter button down at the bottom, and you can see the recording control says 000. I just press enter on that, and that now is recording that track. We now need to load that courses. We just went to find, and we come right down to the bottom, and it says courses down at the bottom. There it is, and it's Whiteburnshank is the course that we're going to follow. Let's just enter on that, and now we get it overlaid 2.7 miles out, and then we'll do the track back, and then there we are, we're all loaded. So we just either follow the arrow on the map page, or alternatively we can just follow the big arrow on the compass page. It gives us the estimated time of destination, time to next, well, it's going to be the end of this point, isn't it, and distance to the next. So it's the end, because it's a course, it's going to be the end of the distance, the end of the course, sorry, and all the information there. So what do we need to do? We just need to follow that arrow. So, in the wonderful Northumbrian weather, so lovely, it's this copper snout just in the distance, and you can see it through the rain. It's not the best of days, is it really? But the question more than likely think is, why have I never done a walk and talk with a Garmin GPSMAP 66sr before this time. And the reason is because it's such a popular GPS unit, we've just really been struggling to keep it in stock for months now, or for literally a year now. As soon as we get them in, they sell out. But luckily last week we got a couple of boxes in, so we got 40 or 50 in. So I thought, oh, I feel I can take one out of the box without taking it away from one of our customers. So hugely popular GPS unit. Really was the update for the GPSMAP 66s. 66s, 66i is all in that range. And then when the 66sr came out, it's got a built-in battery, which we don't find on the 66s, 25 hours of battery life, and it's one of the two multi-band, current multi-band GPS units. So 65s, 66sr are these multi-band GPS, which works off 5 satellite systems, and it takes 2 signals of each satellite, cross-references them and making sure that they're both the same. If they're not the same, it actually just removes that satellite system from the information it's putting into the GPS unit. So hugely popular because of the accuracy. With this built-in battery, you end up with a really stable GPS unit because you've got a consistent battery supply, and it is getting 25 hours of battery. 3-inch screen on it, so that's why it's a little bit bigger. We've got the 2.6-inch screen on the GPSMAP 65s, and the 66sr we've got this 3-inch screen, which is what we find on the 66i, 66s, and also the Oregon GPS units as well. So it's kind of like the top-end GPS units in this range. I say hugely popular. I've never heard a bad word against it. Some people are going for that larger screen on the Montana, but the 66sr for this kind of walking, lightweight GPS. And you can see as well, I carry it on that backpack tether, which is a great accessory for carrying on. I can just pull it off, use it, and stick it back on again. So GPSMAP 66sr, best-selling outdoor GPS unit currently on the market, multi-band, built-in battery. So what we're going to do is just look through the main pages and the main way you navigate with a Garmin GPSMAP 66sr. So to go through the pages, we just press this page button down the bottom, and you can see the scrolls across the bottom. And whichever page you want to end up on, just stop pressing it and you end up on that page. So the compass page, trip computer page, that tells you how far you walked, average speed, etc. ETA, ETA of destination. All these boxes you can change according to what your personal requirements are. We've got the altimeter, which shows you where we are in the walk. So we're just climbing up to the highest point before we drop down to the finish. And then the main page as well. Now, if you want to go the opposite way to that menu, press the quit button down the bottom. You can see the menu down the bottom goes the opposite direction. It's that way or that way. And whichever page you want to go on, it ends up there. Now, I've put the compass rose at the top of the map page, which again is a nice feature. So I've got the blue arrow on the screen. I can see the pink is the route that we're planning, or the course that we're following rather, right down to the end. We've got the direction arrow at the top. So when we're navigating, either you're navigating on that map page or alternatively on the compass page, and that tells you distance to the end of the walk, which is 0.26 miles, ETA, estimated time of destination, and how long it's going to take us to get there, and the speed that we're walking at. So we're walking at 3 miles an hour. So this page actually uses a little less battery. So if you are doing long distance trails, potentially it's a good one to utilise this page, because if you think on the map page, it's having to draw that map all the time, isn't it? So just bear that in mind. Less of a problem if you're hiking, but if you're a mountain biker or something along those lines, if it's drawing that map as you're cycling along at 15 miles an hour, it's going to use a little bit more battery life up, isn't it? So those are the main pages. It's actually just pointing off to our right. So let's have a look why that is. When the arrow's pointing off in the wrong direction, if you jump onto your map page, and you'll be able to work out why. So if I zoom in, you can see the reason why it's just pointing off to the right is the footpath is here, and my route I've planned is just a little bit off to the left. So that's why it's pointing off in the wrong direction. Again, in a few seconds, once it realises what we're doing, it will then jump ahead of it, and the arrow will point back in the direction that we need to be walking. So when the arrow does point in the wrong direction, jump onto your map page, work out why, and you can see exactly done as I said it was going to do. It's logged on to the next waypoint or via point, and now it's pointing in the right direction. So that's the main navigational pages of the Garmin GPSMAP 66sr. One thing to be aware of when we're navigating a course, as I said, this is the first time I've navigated a course, is we're getting a silent navigation. So what are the three ways of creating a route that we're going to follow? So we have a route. A route is a collection of waypoints that are joined together. Now the thing with a route is we get an automated beeper. We get a beeper as we approach a waypoint. It draws our attention to the GPS unit, and then we can have a look whether we need to turn left and right. If we're navigating a track, it's a collection of track points. Now track traditionally is what we're going to do when we come back, is a collection of track points. Every few seconds your GPS says I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, and creates this track of where you've been. Now a lot of people now are navigating these tracks, and because it's got so many track points in it, tracks have a silent navigation. And then the course, which is what we're following today, again is a silent navigation. So I'm going to physically keep looking at the GPS screen to look at either the directional arrow or the arrow on the top of the map page, or where it is on that map page. I've got no beeps, nothing, no sound is coming from the GPS unit. Where I say I was navigating a route, I've just come across a junction there. If I reach a waypoint, I'll get an automated beep. So those are your three ways: a route, collection of waypoints that are being joined together with this beeper as we approach a waypoint. A track is a collection of track points, silent navigation. Key thing with a tracker, we can have up to 20,000 track points in a track. So that's why it's a silent navigation. So a lot of GPX files we download off the internet and things are tracked. And then course is this new feature that's been put onto the outdoor GPS unit. A course traditionally is what we use with GPS watches, but now we're starting to see it on some of the outdoor GPS units. So those are the three ways of planning a route, or what we can navigate with an outdoor GPS unit. So just dropping down to Whiteburnshank. I've actually not been here before. It's an outdoor activity centre, or so when I've Googled it, that's what it was. So I've been interested to see what it is. Whiteburnshank, so Burn is a small river in Northumberland, Whiteburnshank. Hey, a little bit of investigation, we can learn a little bit more when we get there. So here we are, just approaching Whiteburnshank. As I say, it's an old adventure outdoor pursuit centre, but it's not been used for years. So let's go and investigate and see what we can find. So I say, I don't think this has been used for absolute years. Again, with the pandemic, I suspect it's not been used for many years, has it? So all the windows are boarded up, doors are boarded up. Again, it's upstairs windows. Be interesting to get inside, wouldn't it, and see exactly what it is. So again, look at this. Lovely, it's been had gardens here at some point. The tap has been disconnected, not been here, nobody's been here for years. So again, you can imagine the history of school groups, scout groups, and people coming out here. And I think you can kind of get that bit of an impression, because look here, there's some like banister going down to a flat area. So again, has that been mown? Is it like plaything? Has it been used for playfields or picnics and things? And again, this would have been part of the bunkhouse as well. I think it's a lovely shot, that, with the flowers. You can imagine it being tended with a planted tree there. Oh, solar panel here has been cast to one side. And then here, there's a container with soil on the top. So, let's see if we can get inside this container. I don't know if you can see this. It's fascinating. So, Whiteburnshank, June 2020. It's pictures of some group 1 and group 2. So 2020, it's now 2020, sorry, 2010, Whiteburnshank, 2010. So he's like 12 years old. So these kids here, they're going to be in the 20s now, aren't they? Pictures of them barbecuing here, having a fire here. Sitting down on the flat area we just looked at, the camping here. Absolutely history and heritage. Where are these people, these young girls and boys on this adventure out here, 12 years ago? And hey, it's in time, isn't it? When we see this video and you were on this Whiteburnshank in June 2010, were you in group 1 or group 2? So it's fascinating, isn't it? There's old filing cabinets here. You can see the roofs caving in with the weight of that old sofas and things. So again, fascinating bit of history. Let's close this back up again. That's how it was. So it's a fascinating history of what was here. No, Whiteburnshank has not been used for years, has it? I think. I very much hope it gets used again. What stunning views looking down the valley. So what we need to do now is we need to do that TrackBack. I'll show you quickly how to do that TrackBack. So first of all, what we need to do is we need to stop navigating that course. We're still navigating that course and that's not yet stopped. So I just press stop navigating a course exactly the same way we started. Press find and stop navigation. So that's now, we've lost the arrow. Because we're not navigating, we've lost that arrow at the top, haven't we? So to do that TrackBack, we need to go to find, then recorded activities, then press enter on current activity, and we get the option down the bottom. It says TrackBack. We just press enter on that, and that takes us back the way we've come. So exactly the same way as when we navigate that, we just need to follow that arrow at the top, either on the compass page or alternatively, on the map page, or alternatively on the compass page it is. Now, because I've been wandering around here recording my track for the last 5 or 10 minutes, actually it's going to take me back wandering around here for the foreseeable future. But if we start walking in the right direction and work out which way we should be going and work out, and then take us all the way back to the start of the walk. So what do? Let's just follow that arrow. The problem with it being in the valley bottom is we're going to climb back out of the valley, don't we? GPS is doing exactly as I thought it would be, so it's quickly corrected itself and the arrow's pointing me back exactly where I came. Lovely thing about doing a TrackBack is those track points will be made every few seconds, so it gives us a very, very accurate navigation all the way back to the start of the walk. So, exactly as we thought, we get that really accurate now arrow pointing the direction that we need to be going. So gives us the time to destination, so we should be back at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Speed we're walking at. Then we go through the pages. Trip computer shows that we've done 3.5 miles to date. Altimeter shows us our TrackBack, so we're doing this big climb up to the highest point of the walk, and then gradually drops back down, back to the start, doesn't it? Main page is where you find your setup and all the other icons as well. Satellite system, then we can see that top right, we've got a 6 feet accuracy we do on this GPS unit. So shows us the 10-figure grid reference at the top. BNG at the top stands for British National Grid. NT, the first 2 numbers is the sheet number. Then we've got the first 5 digits and then the second 5 digits. So a 10-figure grid reference, exactly where we are. We've got a 6 feet accuracy. Then we're back to that map page. Again, there we are, that blue triangle on it, and then we've got the directional arrow at the top. So those are the main pages that we can see. It's a real pleasure to walk with the Garmin GPSMAP 66sr. If you've seen any of the product reviews I do where I look at the best top-end GPS unit currently on the market, I always put the GPSMAP 66sr as that GPS unit. You'll see today I'm carrying it on what I think is the best accessory Garmin make, which is what's called the backpack tether. Keeps your hands free when you're out walking. Just pull it off, look at your GPS unit and put it back on there as well. Really nice accessory. So accessory on the GPSMAP 66sr, 2 great products from Garmin. So we're back here at the finish of the walk. Now, we've done that TrackBack, and once we've come back and come to the end of the track, it's actually automatically stopped that navigation back along the track. So the navigational page was the main page with the compass page. You can see all this has gone blank. Now, when we're navigating a route or a TrackBack in our case, we get an arrow on here as well. So because we've finished, we've got there to the end. If you didn't go all the way back to the start of that track to finish navigating, you just press find and stop navigation. So if you did a TrackBack, not to the start of your walk, but just a few hundred yards back or a few miles back, you would stop navigating the same way that you would stop navigating a route or a track, by find and then stop navigation. So the final thing we need to do at the end of the day's walking is we need to just stop recording that track. So don't forget, we've been recording that track right from the start. So we just press the enter button in this case, and you can see we've been going 2 hours 32 minutes, and we just press enter again on stop, and that's the track data. So it's got the date at the time, how long it's been, we've done 6.23 miles, how many points, and we can either delete it, or in our case, we're going to move across and we're going to save it. Just press the enter, and that saves that track. So that's all saved. So you notice our page is now, we've not got the arrow at the top because we're not navigating the map page. This is how we know we're not in a navigational state, because we've got that at the top with nothing in. And it just shows where we are on the map. So that's us all finished doing a navigating that course as we went out, and then we do what's called a TrackBack to get ourselves back, didn't we? Many thanks for joining me on the latest walk and talk with the Garmin GPSMAP 66sr. If you're a user of this unit, leave a comment in the comment box below about what you like about the unit. If there's anything you don't like about the unit, it will help other people. If we can help you in any way with getting you purchasing a GPS unit or training you how to use your GPS unit, either on one of our courses or one of our online courses, please do get in touch with ourselves at GPS Training. So from a wet and blustery Northumberland National Park, thanks for joining me, and I hope you can join me again in the near future.